Any Questions is the name of the track, and I'm lucky enough to be joined by the Joint Hoppers live in the studio here at Triple R. It's Tony Millman and Citizen Zane.
Dear Mr. Millman, thanks for the article. Seems Australia is even crazier than the USA. No one here quite bans knives yet. William S. Burroughs, Kansas City, April 1989.
I would I wouldn't say so. You are your body more than a pilot is the plane, but that his interests are vitally connected to the plane. Further questions?
Any questions? We've just listened to the Joint Hoppers. Any questions is the name of the track, and I'm lucky enough to be joined by the Joint Hoppers live in the studio here at Triple R. It's Tony Millman and Citizen Zane. Hello, and thank you for coming in.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for having us.
That's okay. How did the Joint Hoppers form is my first of any questions that I have.
Well, I think I had some songs initially, and I think Zane was looking for some opportunities to play guitar treatments, free of the responsibilities of running his regular band. And both of us had an interest in guitar-based soundscapes and cinema.
Wanted an excuse to plug in 6 amplifiers at the same time and surround sound, fashion people against their will.
It's just 2 guitars, is that correct? Is the full setup of the band? Or?
Yeah, I think the early performances were surrounding the audience, as you said, with amps, multiple channels.
But so since we decided to record, now I guess we've sort of tried to emulate that with reverb and echo and stuff, but we've sort of refined it back down to just 4 amps.
It's a very full sound, like listening to that obviously has the sample in it, and then it's just 2 guitars with layers. Is that right?
Yes, layers of intellect, layers of guitar, and making very quick decisions, Zane, would you say, during the recording of this album?
Yeah. I guess that last track, rather than I guess the other ones, we sort of were looking for samples from old TV shows and stuff to use after the fact of having written the song, and this one sort of reverse engineering it and writing the song around the sample from the William Burroughs lecture.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, deriving a theme for the song.
The impression I get that it's quite structured but also open, loose, organic, coming together. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, well, we were messing around with what was it, Brian Eno? He made an app for his Brian Eno's magic cards. What are they called again? I know the ones you're talking about.
His strategies.
The oblique strategies.
That's it, yeah.
But yeah, we released it as like an app as well. So I think we were sort of thinking in terms of that kind of thing.
Yeah, exploiting randomly created ideas and beating them into submission.
We heard Burroughs. That's his voice on that track, and the album is called A Postcard from Burroughs. Is there a story behind? There's a connection to Burroughs, I'm guessing.
There
William
is.
Burroughs.
That was Zane's kind of idea to use that title, and it came from a postcard that I received back in the late 80s from William Burroughs.
Wow.
It's part of a small communication that we had going on, and he wrote me a letter. I sent him a photograph and a newspaper clipping, and I guess Zane and I were just looking for fragments and using interesting, quirky little bits and pieces from our life and the room that we were in, and they were some of the objects that we were talking about over a cup of coffee, probably, or something like that. Well, I guess we're both musicologists. We're interested in history, ideas. We're gearheads. We're guitar freaks, and we're just kind of in that swirl.
How did you meet? How did you actually meet? You're both in bands, but how exactly did it come about?
Through a mutual acquaintance. Was it through Mark?
I think so.
Yeah.
Or the The Sloth, maybe.
Maybe at a bar called Sloth. We both live close to Footscray. We are pretty much in the western suburbs.
And how long has Joint Hoppers been together for?
I think we did the surround sound gigs as like a little residency in the Footscray Hotel. What was it, February? I think they were just when live music was allowed back again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
February last year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, last year, of course.
So just back to that idea of the multiple amps, because you don't really see that much. Maybe you already touched on it, but why? What are you trying to achieve by having those multiple amps?
It's trying to use phase in a way that, I don't know, like a phase cancellation and phase boosting the signal at the same time to give a sort of, I don't know, disorienting effect. Evoking like an impressionist sort of idea of just being, a dreamy thing of being inside someone's head and spilling out, their contents onto out into the ether.
That sounds like an interesting...
A writhing canvas of sound that it inundates the listener and induces a dream state.
Yeah, I'm surprised that no one tripped over any of the cables when we did that. In hindsight, it's a bit of an OH&S problem. Like, we could just have lost the whole gig could be ruined. Like putting.
And is it quite strategic?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know that much about phasing.
Well, that was one of the.
Don't you phase out frequencies, especially with two guitars and?
That was one of the issues I think we had because when we were doing the gigs in that style, it required us having to go to the venue really, really early before any sound checks or anything or even started to actually trial and error set this thing up.
But it's worked?
It has. It's always slightly different with each location that we play. Sometimes there's a rogue resident pet. Sometimes there's a chair or a pillar. At Shotkickers tomorrow, there'll be a fairly orthodox, long, narrow bar and a really great sound system. And so the stereo image that we play to will be partially in collaboration with the engineering of the person doing the mixing as well.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So Postcard from Burroughs, that's officially launching tomorrow, and you're doing a show to celebrate the launch as well at Shotkickers. Yes,
Zane is turning 30 and has created an occasion, a festival of sorts, and this duo project will be part of that at 3:30. Although I think doors and first bands begin at 2:30.
I think the first.
7 bands, I think.
7 bands. My other outfit, Grups, also playing as a 3-piece with a guest trumpeter.
I've noticed
as well.
Cool. I've spoken about Shotkickers a lot. I feel like every Neon Sunset show I've done, for some reason, there's just a lot of good bands going on there. It's almost like I'm promoting that. I'm not. It's just a lot of bands have been playing there, like good Sunday shows, and it's free entry.
I think
as
it's
well,
always free. At least every gig I've been there has always been free entry, and good. I think, I don't know. It's one of the good new venues, I think, because they're prepared to pay people properly. So,
It's a beautiful venue, beautifully equipped at 744 High Street, Thornbury.
Awesome. Yeah, if you liked the sound of any questions, you should definitely head along to that in Thornbury tomorrow. I think it's nice weather as well, and it's fun to see an Arvo show when the weather is nice, I reckon. Let's listen to Riverside to play us out. Thanks so much for coming in and talking to us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Is there anything about this song, any sort of interesting backstory? I feel like there's interesting backstories to the Joint Hoppers in general. Does this song have an interesting story?
This one does attempt to explain the origin of my other band, Grups. But no,
you can
I think it's just
elaborate
evoking.
on that if you want.
But the song itself is it's a nostalgic song from, you know, longing to sit on the riverbank in Brisbane and potentially have the euphoria of drowning in the sort of imagery there as well.
It's a song written by Zane about his pre-Raphaelite days.
Great. Yeah, when I ask that question, I'm always like, it can be hard to answer questions about songs you write. Sometimes there is something to it, and sometimes you just write a song. So
sometimes you're just really high, and
yeah, that as well.
It's very beautiful. It's such a rich visual song. I enjoy it enormously.
Yeah, I really like it too. I've had a sneak listen before. Thank you to the Joint Hoppers. Definitely head along. Happy birthday to Zane for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Celebrate birthday and the launch of the Joint Hoppers, a postcard from Burroughs. Head along to Shotkickers from 2 p.m. See you guys.
Cheers.
After the awful things.
Play captain. It could explain a lot of it.
But what about the children, the onlys? Didn't the awful things affect them?
Of course not. We're here, aren't we?
More of you? How many?
All there are.
Just announced at the Northcote Theatre.